the Buying Side Real Estate Podcast, California Central Valley. I'm your host, Frank Gray, with my co-host, Des Soliz. Hi, Des. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you today? Happy New Year.
Same to you. You beat me to the punch. I was going to say Happy New Year to you. It's going to be an exciting year for real estate, don't you think?
I definitely think so. I hope so, but I definitely think so for sure. I think everyone's ready.
Yeah, I think you're right. Everybody's kind of ready. And, you know, the we've been saying this since we've been doing this podcast together, Des, that, you know, rates are supposed to come down. Well, they are. We're seeing them get better. And, you know, right now you can get them in the sixes, right? But you know, the prognostication, I love that word, prognosticate. Yes. Makes me feel so smart.
I hope it sounds smart.
I hope it's a real word. So anyway, the prognostication is, man, you know, maybe by the middle of the year, we'll be seeing them in the fives. And you know what I was thinking too, Des, and you can back me up on this, is when rates were hitting the sevens, even bumping the eights, right? And you might not think that a 7.75 rate is going to change qualifying, you know, so dramatically compared to a 5.75 rate, but it really does.
Oh, it does. Big time. Definitely. A lot of clients got maxed out. They couldn't do anything.
Right. And now if the rates do come back into the fives, guess what all those people are going to try to do?
They're all going to get back in the market. And
exactly.
Hello, it's going to be what, 2021 all over again? 2020?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no, the good news is, Des, we've got way more inventory now, right?
Oh no, but I wish. No inventory. So everyone is thinking that there's going to be this wealth of homes, like, oh no, very limited inventory.
So rates getting really good and affordable again, and no inventory equals bidding wars all over.
Wars, insane stipulations, counter offers are going to come back. Agents are going to require buyers to basically remove all safety nets. Like nothing is going to be left, and it's going to be, you know, basically at their will. So, I mean, it's going to be called contingencies for buyers, but basically those are your lifelines in case there's something wrong with the home. And when it gets busy like that and we have multiple offers, people are removing all contingencies. And that is like the biggest no-no that I can say, unless it's cash and, you know, it's a different ball game, but still, like, you can't do that. That's scary.
You know, for a bunch of our listeners, they, you know, especially if they're first-time home buyers or new to buying a home, they might not even know what we're talking about. So what is a contingency? What does that mean?
So when you purchase a home, when you make an offer, you have a deposit, and that deposit gets put into escrow. That deposit is there and it's secured until you remove those contingencies. Contingencies are, it's dependent upon you getting approved for your loan, dependent upon the appraisal coming in, and dependent on your home inspection, a clear prelim, like all of those things. That deposit is safe. But when you remove those contingencies, even in, like, you can remove singular ones. It doesn't all have to be removed at the same time. But with each one that you remove, your deposit becomes in jeopardy. And if you go in there with no contingencies, your deposit is in jeopardy out the gate. And if you find out that the house has like septic issues or like a sewer line that's broke or a roof leak, or let's just say you lose your job and you don't qualify for your loan anymore, something comes up, you lose that deposit.
Wow. So
yeah,
that's
scary.
That is scary.
You know, sometimes the deposit's 3%.
Yeah, exactly. So those contingencies. So I see what you're saying. So like in a highly competitive market, an agent, not you, of course, but some agents might say, can't have any, no contingencies. That's the only way we're going to get this thing done. It's the only way you're going to get it approved. And if you're not aware of what that really means, you might agree to that. And then suddenly the house doesn't appraise and you can't get that FHA loan now or whatever. Well, there's an FHA mandatory clause for that. But let's say that you're putting, you put 5% in escrow, something like that. And you're getting a conventional loan and the house doesn't appraise and you don't have the money to make up the difference between the price that you agreed to pay and the appraised value. Then you can, if you've went in there saying no contingencies, no appraisal contingency, then you could lose your deposit.
Well, yeah. Or let's say like the appraiser goes in and calls things out and the seller's like, no, I'm not fixing anything. You had no contingency on that.
Mm,
Even though it's a lender required repair, then
mm,
that buyer has to make those repairs if they really want the house
mm.
before they even own the home. And you're investing money into
Wowza.
something you don't even own. Like it's just a huge like snowball effect. Like it could just become like a hot flipping
Yeah.
mess, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And there's no telling what can go wrong on your inspections,
You never know about a house, do you?
No, you don't. You think it's beautiful and perfect, and all of a sudden they go and they're like a million things wrong with it, and you're like,
Right.
oh snap. I just had one the other day. The house is
Yeah.
perfect. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
They did do a sewer line, and the whole line had to be replaced, and that's
No
like an
kidding.
$8,000 to $10,000 fix. No,
8 to 10 Jesus. Yeah, that's something you would not know, right? You're looking, it's beautiful. Oh my gosh, I want this house so bad. Oh.
it's
No
perfect.
contingencies. Don't worry about it. I know it's good. No, there's a $9,000 sewer line problem. Thank you very much.
Exactly. It's just you have to, in my opinion, as a realtor, my job is to protect my clients from making decisions that is going to be a detriment to them in the long run. I want to make sure you're fully educated. Now, if I give you all of this information and you're like, I don't care if I lose my $5,000 deposit,
Mm-hmm.
then so be it. But I
Okay.
am going to consistently tell you I would not do that.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't. And that's the risk. If you're waiting for all of this stuff to like start to manifestly happen, that's the kind of market we could see again.
Mm.
We've seen it before, and if you're thinking of buying,
You better do it now,
better
and don't release all of your contingencies. Keep some of those. So that if you had a first timer right now, right? Somebody came in right now and they wanted to write an offer. Would you leave all contingencies in place? Is that what you would suggest?
Yes, there
100%.
are some that I would like, depending on the lender and stuff, you could shorten them. Like,
Shorten them. Okay.
yeah, like how long does it take you to get a full approval on a loan?
Yeah, maybe 6-7 days, something like that.
Exactly. So right now it's a 17-day is like the regular on the contract. So
Yeah.
we move it to down to 10.
Yeah,
Which
10
makes
days.
it more enticing because then they don't have to wait that 17 days to know if it's going to go through and having it off the market. Same thing with inspections, call that as an agent. My job is to call the inspector to make sure, hey, if I get this in contract, can you do that inspection within 5 days? We can, adjust it to make your offer more enticing.
More enticing. Yeah.
More enticing. But I mean, and then again, if there's no offers on the market, I mean, on the property, they're waiting for something right now,
Right. Yeah.
So you're still in that ball game where we're still getting credits for closing costs. It hasn't hit that level yet. And do I think it's going to? It definitely can if we start to see what we're expecting.
Yeah, if rates continue to slide and yeah, well that's it. If rates continue to slide, you're going to just get more people out trying to bid, more people out trying to offer. We're like you said, we're still in that. You hit November, December, January, and things just slow off a little bit. Excuse me, just because of the holidays and the weather and so many things, right?
Yes.
But come spring, February, March, man, things really do take a turn. And typically, I should say, take a turn. And man, you start getting a bunch of people out there trying to buy a house, and then you enter the market too to try and buy a house, and it could be pretty competitive. So if you were gonna coach someone to be competitive, you would say, hey, we don't want to remove any contingencies, but maybe we can shorten them, that kind of a thing, make things a little bit more attractive. Any other things that you would say to make it a little more before I shortening contingencies, or is there any other
Probably
angle?
shorten your contingencies. Don't ask for anything. If it's a competitive market, if you need credit, like a credit for closing costs, like you need it, especially right now, that's fine. But don't ask for a home warranty too. Like that's like one of my, it like irks me. We have our little triggers. So when I have a contract come in, they're asking me to credit them $5,000, and then they're asking for like a $700 home warranty on top of that. I'm like, come on, I'm giving you $5,000 and you want more. So, don't ask for things that you don't need. Make it as clean as possible. My read as an agent, my job is to read everything that is available for us to see about what they're expecting. I always call the agent, hey, where are you guys at, who's this, what's that, and then copy. I always make sure that my lender knows, and we'll copy him on when I send it over so that they can chat with him directly. But yeah, no, just make it as clean as possible. close as fast as you can. Don't ask for a lot, keep it simple. So when you start asking and having stipulations in your offers to these sellers, they're like, no, because you're coming off difficult already. You don't want to have a difficult transaction.
Yeah. Yeah. And think about that. If there happens to be one or two other offers that wind up on the table, including yours, and you're, being a little difficult, then the others might not be. And it's a pretty easy decision for a seller to go with that one. I mean, even if it's maybe a few $1,000 less in sales price, they might go, I don't care. This one looks easier. Let's go with that one.
No, have a more down payment. Like all of that stuff makes a big difference. Coming in with a larger, earnest money deposit, like all of that stuff makes your offer look that much better. So like I said, when you go in, and my thing is, oh no, you need to come in strong out the gate. Come in strong with your strong offer. And maybe you have a little bit more flex in there, but come in strong. Like if you lose out, you're not going to be mad at yourself because you gave it your best offer.
Yeah, good thinking.
Yeah. Especially when it gets competitive. Then I always say submit that best one because not everyone counters. I've come across that a lot. A lot of sellers, they don't want to mess around.
Yeah. Yeah. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Well, obviously, if you're thinking on buying, it's January 2024. Still
Already.
a good time to get hustling right now because you can probably get your offer accepted, maybe even get some credits if you need that. That could possibly change fairly quickly. So you're going to want to act now. Des, what's the best way for them to reach you?
They can give me a call, shoot me a text at 209-587-2259. They can find me on my socials. My Insta is Desiree Soliz _realtor. But yeah, no, just shoot me a call and we can talk about it and discuss it. And then I'll connect them with this awesome lender I know named Frey.
I heard he's great. I heard he's super good. Yeah, that guy's got it together. Got it going on, and super handsome and a heck of a dancer. That's the feedback I'm getting. Yeah, that's a Anyways, let's make sure that number's right. 209-587-2259.
Yes.
One more time, if you're listening on iTunes or Spotify and you're trying to remember this. 209-587-2259. Des Soliz. And you get a hold of her and she'll help you out. She handles the Central Valley and beyond. So if you're in that neck of the woods, she's your gal. She's your huckleberry. So, all right, Des, thanks so much, man. Good information.
Good. I'm glad. I'm happy to help educate.
That sounds good.
Thanks.
All right, you guys have a good one. Thanks for joining us here on the Buy and Sell Real Estate Podcast, California, Central Valley, with myself, Frank Garay, and Des Soliz. We'll catch up with you here next time. Reach out to Des again, 209-587-2259. She'll help you out. You guys have a good one. We'll catch you here next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.